volle Kraft voraus, schießt sie in Sturke.
Stand by to ram.
The Norwegian Sea, April 8, 1940. Force 9 gale, 20-foot swells. His Majesty's ship Glowworm is a 1,300-ton G-class destroyer escorting the battlecruiser Renown to mine the Norwegian coast and stop the iron ore reaching Hitler. The day before, a sailor had been washed overboard. Glowworm dropped out of formation to search for him in the storm. By dawn, she was alone in the North Sea. Commander Gerard Broadmead Roope was 35 years old. Royal Naval College Dartmouth, cricketer, father of 2 daughters. He had 149 men on board, 4 single 4.7-inch guns, 10 torpedoes, and a top speed of 35 knots in calm water.
At 8:06, Lookout reported a destroyer to starboard. We challenged. They answered in German.
I was on the starboard bridge wing. I saw the gun flashes before I heard them. They straddled us with the first salvo.
The first ship was the German destroyer Bernd von Arnim, carrying 200 mountain troops to the invasion of Trondheim. A second German destroyer, the Hans Ludemann, joined her at 8:20.
We hit von Arnim 3 times. She broke off engagement to nurse her damage. Then I saw something much larger coming through the rain.
The Admiral Hipper was a 14,000-ton heavy cruiser. She carried 8 20.3-centimeter guns and 12 15-centimeter secondaries. She outweighed Glowworm by 10-1 and outranged her by 12,000 yards.
Kapitän Hai sah einen kleinen englischen Zerstörer auf seinem Suchgerät. Er befahl, das Feuer auf maximaler Reichweite zu eröffnen. Captain Hai saw a small English destroyer on his rangefinder. He gave the order to open fire at maximum range.
The first 8-inch salvo landed 20 yards off our port quarter. The wave came over the bridge. Lieutenant Ramsey was washed against the binnacle and broke his arm.
I knew we could not outrun her. Hipper made 33 knots and we were down to 28 from the gale. Standard procedure was to fire torpedoes and turn away under smoke. I fired our 10 torpedoes at 6,000 yards. Hipper turned hard and avoided every one. Then I gave the order to make smoke and close the range.
Glowworm laid a smokescreen and disappeared. Captain Hai on Hipper expected the British destroyer to flee under cover of the smoke. He held his course and waited for her to emerge on the far side.
Sie kam nicht weg, sie kam zurück. Sie kam genau auf uns zu. She did not run. She came back. She came straight at us.
I gave the order full ahead and rang for ram. We came out of the smoke at 28 knots 1,000 yards off her starboard bow.
She was huge. The gray wall of her side blotted out the sky. I could see the sailors on her deck looking down at us. Then we hit her.
Glowworm rammed Admiral Hipper amidships at 0914 on the morning of April 8, 1940. The destroyer's bow was torn off completely. As she scraped along Hipper's starboard side, she stripped 120 feet of armor plating and ripped the starboard torpedo tubes from their mountings. 2 minutes later, Glowworm's forward boiler exploded. She rolled to starboard, broke in 2 and sank within 90 seconds.
Hipper nahm fuhrend 100 Tonnen Wasser auf. Ich war beeindruckt. Ich ließ sofort Rettungsboote zu Wasser. Hipper took on 500 tons of water. I was impressed by them. I ordered the boats lowered to pick up survivors at once.
Of 149 men on Glowworm, 111 were killed. 38 were pulled from the freezing sea by Hipper's whaleboats and made prisoner. Commander Roope had reached the side of a German rescue boat. He was exhausted by the cold. As they tried to pull him in, he lost his grip and fell back into the sea. His body was never recovered. Captain Hai wrote a private letter to the Admiralty in London through the International Red Cross. He recommended Commander Roope for the highest award his country could give. The letter reached England in 1945. On the basis of an enemy commander's testimony, Gerard Broadmead Roope received the Victoria Cross. It was the first Victoria Cross awarded for action in the Second World War.
Stand by to ram.